Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. Today is March 2nd, 2025. Yesterday was a beautiful sunny and 71-degree day. Today is a beautiful sunny and 43-degree day. So it's kind of cold out here. But today is a fun day for me because I'm planning on building what I'm considering to be sort of the first compost pile of the season. Now I'm calling it the first compost pile of the season, not because it's the first time I've done any composting this calendar year yet, but it's the first time I'm using fresh ingredients that I've salvaged from last year in a heap this year. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Over the past couple of days, I moved all the material that I had in Bay 2 to Bay 3, and then today I moved Bay 1 to Bay 2. So Bay 1 is now wide open with the exception of a few food scraps that I threw in there from this morning from the kitchen. Now, this is going to be a fun project, not just because I'm using new, fresh material, but because it's the first time since I've put this structure together, which was last September, that I'm actually going to be able to run it through as I planned from 1, 2 to 3 to 4 and out in one go. And I'm planning on doing it on a monthly basis. So now that we're at the beginning of a month, I'm thinking March, April, May, June. At the end of June, so June 30th, July 1st time frame, it'll be in the whole system for 4 months and it'll be ready to go out to the garden. Or as I said before, I may put together a staging area here where I can flip finished material just straight into there. And the reason I like that idea is because if I don't want to use that material in July, the bin is getting held up for another rotation and refilling. But if I have an area here, I can just keep stacking month after month all the finished material on top of each other until it's ready to go out, and let's say somewhere between October and December. Now, to build this new heap today, what I'm thinking about doing is taking my stage material here, and this is a combination of mostly deciduous leaf fall with some grass clippings that I had at the end of last year's mowing season. So around mid-October, maybe early November, I put a bunch of grass clippings in a pile over in that direction with some leaves and eventually transferred them over here once I had this built. So what I'll do is I will haul material out of this in this garbage bucket there, and I'm gonna combine it with some material from this pile. Now, if you watched my video earlier this year, it might have been late last year, I think it was called like Winter Work Vlog. What I did was I had a bunch of Bermuda grass here that was just sitting and breaking down that I pulled from the garden, and I wanted to get it out of that pile, and so I put this ring together, threw it all in there. It's been, I guess semi-decomposing in the meantime because it's been kind of cold. But there's got to be a lot of biology in that because it has been breaking down for about a year and a half. And what I'd like to do is combine some of this with some of the other material in Compost Bay 1 to sort of invite and inoculate bacteria into the other pile because that material is more fresh. So I'm thinking it could use the boost. Now, I'm not worried about creating a big carbon to nitrogen ratio of, 2 to 1, 3 to 1, all that. I'm not worried about anything like that. I'm just going to put material of the one and material from here into that bin, water it in, and let it ride. And I think it should be diverse enough to get some bacteria and some fungi going in there to break it down. So I'm going to load some of this material into this can. I think I'll probably fill this up about halfway, and I'll use half a bucket of that versus a full bucket of the other one. It's a smaller bucket as well. It's gonna be kind of heavy to haul this over, and I'll just keep doing a ratio of that. I'll stir it all together, I'll water it in as it builds up, and over the next couple of weeks as it breaks down, I'll keep adding more to it until I'm thinking maybe mid-March, and then I'll let the pile just sit for 2 weeks, and then come April 1st, I'll flip it. And when I do that, I'll rebuild pile 1 the same way I'm building this this pile now. So yeah, let me go ahead and start shoveling, and we'll get this project underway and done. So you can see this Bermuda grass, still plenty of stringy bits here, but you can also see that there's some pretty broken down organic matter, and I'm hoping that that does a pretty good job of helping to work over these leaves that still have a long way to go. So I'm going to get this stirred together with the pitchfork, probably throw about a gallon of water on that, level it out, and then just keep the process going. So I will see you in a bit once it's done. I think it's about 2:30 right now in the afternoon, and if I can finish this whole thing, I mean legitimately get it filled up to the 4-foot mark by about 4 o'clock, 4:30, I consider that a win. And then, like I said, over the next couple of weeks, it'll start, hopefully it starts heating up, breaking down a bit, fill it up once or twice more, and then let it ride. So I will see you in a few minutes or a few hours. So you notice when I went to lift the can up to dump it into the compost pile, the plastic handle snapped. So running repair, found a piece of wood from the old wood chip pile. I set it into the groove of the handle, duct taped it up, and it seems to be holding up well enough now. All right folks, I'm calling it. I think we're at a good place now. Let me show you the progress we made on the 2 piles that we broke down to create the actual heap in the structure. So first one we got is the Bermuda grass pile. It was probably a good 2 feet higher than it is now, maybe 1.5 foot higher. So yeah, I think I'll be able to I'll pull off of this again in a week or two when the new pile breaks down a bit. And then when I flip pile 1, bay 1 to bay 2, and I create another new pile, that'll take most of this, but still probably not quite all. And in the staging area, you can see that we put a pretty good dent. I worked mostly around the outer perimeter, just scooping it into the garbage can, bringing it over, tossing it in. There's quite a bit of material left in here, so this will outlast the Bermuda grass pile, which is fine because by May, June, I'll be getting cuttings from random areas with the mower, and I can use that as a primary nitrogen source to balance out against this and probably create a heap that heats up a lot more than what I think these are going to do. And here's the final product. So yeah, we've layered the 2 piles together, kind of zhuzhed them together as they were coming up, watered them in, and I'm not sure how hot this is going to get. We've got a good bit of biology in the Bermuda grass pile. Not a whole lot of fresh nitrogen from like coffee grounds or grass clippings. Now there were some grass clippings that were in the 12 by 12 staging area that was mixed with the deciduous leaf fall, and that might heat it up a bit. Our temperatures here ambiently are going to be more in the, we're going to freeze overnight tonight. We'll wake up to about 27, 28, and then we're going to have a pretty nice streak of mid 60 days, maybe mid 40 nights. It'll tune up a little bit, it'll tune down a little bit. So if there's not a whole lot of nitrogen in this pile, I don't see it getting crazy hot, but I do have a thermometer in there right now, and I'll update this process probably in mid-March, before I actually add the next layer of organic matter to this. I'll do a temperature check so we can see how it's doing. And that, folks, is how you get spring started on the composting side of things, at least on this piece of property. So thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you in the next one.